All right, picture this. 185,000 soldiers, one of the most feared armies in the ancient world, surrounding an entire city. Their commander had already sent a letter to the king inside, basically saying, "You're done. There's no God on earth that can save you from us." Then morning came, and every single one of those 185,000 soldiers was dead. No battle. No army came out to fight them, no natural disaster. One angel, one night, and the most powerful military force on earth was gone before sunrise. This is one of the most dramatic moments in the entire Old Testament, and I don't understand why more people aren't talking about it. Let's get into it. To understand how insane this story is, you need to know who Sennacherib was. Sennacherib was king of Assyria, the superpower of the ancient world. These guys were brutal, methodical, and famous for psychological warfare centuries ahead of their time. They'd conquer a city and brag about it in graphic detail on stone carvings, on purpose, so the next city would be too terrified to resist. By the time Sennacherib turned toward Jerusalem, he'd already taken 46 other Judean cities. Now he had Jerusalem surrounded. King Hezekiah was inside. Sennacherib sent his military spokesman, the Rabshakeh, to stand outside the walls and shout to the people directly in Hebrew so everyone could understand. "Look at every nation Assyria has destroyed. Did any of their gods save them? So what makes you think your God is different?" It was a masterclass in psychological pressure. Humanly speaking, Jerusalem had no shot. But instead of panicking, Hezekiah went straight to the temple and spread the letter out before God. Literally laid it on the floor and prayed over it. And God answered. God's response comes through the prophet Isaiah, one of the most direct, confident divine declarations in all of Scripture. Isaiah 37:33 through 35, God says about Sennacherib, "He will not enter this city or shoot an arrow here. He will not come before it with shield or build a siege ramp against it. By the way that he came, he will return. He will not enter this city. I will defend this city and save it, for my sake and for the sake of David, my servant." No negotiation, no plan B. He's not getting in. I'll handle it. Think about what that promise meant to Hezekiah. 185,000 soldiers outside your walls, the most powerful empire on earth at your doorstep. And God says, "Don't worry." That took real faith because every visible piece of evidence said the opposite. But God wasn't working with visible evidence. That night, he sent one angel. 2 Kings 19:35. This is the verse. "That night the angel of the Lord went out and put to death 185,000 in the Assyrian camp. When the people got up the next morning, there were all the dead bodies." That's all it says. One verse, one night, one angel, 185,000 people. Gone. No description of what the angel looked like, no drawn-out battle scene, just the angel went out, and in the morning the camp was full of corpses. The Greek historian Herodotus, writing about a century later, records a strange story about this campaign. Field mice swarming the Assyrian camp and chewing through their bowstrings and shield straps, forcing a retreat. He had no theological framework for what happened, but he's recording a memory of a catastrophic, unexplained collapse of the Assyrian army, which some scholars connect to this same event. Then there's Sennacherib's own annals, carved in stone and discovered by archaeologists. He boasts about trapping Hezekiah like a bird in a cage, but he never once claims he captured Jerusalem or defeated the city. For a king who recorded every other conquest in boastful detail, the silence about Jerusalem is deafening. He surrounded the city and then he left, because something happened that he couldn't put on a stone wall. Here's what this story really opens up.
We have a very domesticated idea of angels, gentle, soft, calm, and reassuring, but the Bible describes something completely different. The angel of the Lord is a specific being that shows up throughout the Old Testament in moments of divine intervention. Some theologians believe this is a pre-incarnate appearance of Christ himself. Others see it as the highest order of angelic warrior. Either way, this is not a soft, gentle presence. Daniel chapter 10 describes an angel whose face was like lightning, eyes like flaming torches, arms and legs like polished bronze. The men with Daniel fled and hid at the sight of it. Daniel himself collapsed and had to be physically lifted off the ground twice. And in 2 Kings, one of them walked through a camp of 185,000 soldiers in a single night. When Jesus was arrested in the garden and Peter pulled out a sword, Jesus said, "Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put to my disposal more than 12 legions of angels?" A Roman legion was about 6,000 soldiers. 12 legions is over 72,000 angels, on standby, ready to move on a word. One angel took out 185,000 in a night. You do the math. Here's what I keep coming back to with this story. Hezekiah didn't have an army that could match Sennacherib. No military strategy, no alliance that was going to save him. What he had was a letter from his enemy and a God he still believed in. So he walked into the temple, laid that letter on the floor, and said, "You see this, you handle it." And God did. Not with an army, not with a miracle that took weeks. One angel, one night, done. I think we underestimate what's available to us when we're in situations that feel impossible. We look at the 185,000 soldiers surrounding us, the diagnosis, the debt, the broken relationship, and forget what's already on our side. Hezekiah's city was outnumbered and outgunned by every human measurement, but he wasn't fighting on human measurements, and neither are you. If this story hit differently for you today, go ahead and like and subscribe. Every week we go into the parts of the Bible that remind you the story is bigger than what you can see right now. God bless you. I'll catch you in the next one.